Some games take forever to get going, like they're asking you to be patient. They spend hours explaining the world, the systems, the lore, the weather, everything. But then there are those that don't waste your time. Within minutes you're in, you're playing for real, feeling the impact. This list is all about those third-person games that skip the fluff and hook you from the start. If you enjoy this kind of video, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's next. I'm always digging up great games to share with you, so turn on the bell and drop a comment about what you thought of today's picks. Let's get started. The first game on today's list is Ninja Gaiden 2, and it kicks off with blood, steel, and brutality. Within seconds, you're slashing through heavily armed ninjas, dodging shurikens, and dismembering enemies with absurd speed. Movement is fluid, controls respond instantly, and the game gives you zero breathing room. It wants you to learn fast, and that intensity quickly becomes addictive. The story follows a ninja on a path of revenge after his clan is attacked, but the plot is really just an excuse for a violent journey through futuristic cities, temples, and enemy-packed fortresses. With each new area, the difficulty ramps up, and the game stares you down like, keep going if you've got the guts. Combat is the core. You slash, block, dodge, and pull off insane combos with a precision few games ever reach. No fluff, no bloated systems, just you, your blade, and the reflexes to survive. And even after all these years, it's back on Game Pass, ready to prove it still hits hard. From the very first moments, you feel it. No long tutorials, no slow intros, just grab the controller and start slicing. If you love straight-up action and real challenge, this one tells you everything you need to know within minutes, and that's what makes it so addicting. BLACKSAD, Under the Skin catches you off guard right from the start with its noir atmosphere and anthropomorphic characters in 1950s New York. You play as a feline detective caught up in a dark case, and just minutes in, you're neck-deep in a mystery full of twists, betrayals, and weighty choices. What starts as a simple case quickly spirals into something much bigger. The game leans heavily on narrative, and it works. The choices you make shape the story directly, and the pacing keeps you locked in without relying on constant action. The mood is heavy, the dialogue sharp, and every new scene feels like another piece of a bigger puzzle. It's the kind of game that makes you watch every detail closely. Gameplay mixes exploration with investigation and well-timed QTEs. No frantic action here. The focus is on building tension, like the best detective films. The graphics may look a bit aged, but they fit the style perfectly and reinforce the mood. Most importantly, it's all designed to keep you curious, eager to solve every twist. Even with a few bugs at launch, its core remains strong. If you enjoy investigative thrillers, this is one of the most gripping stories in the genre. And the best part, it doesn't try to wow you with flashy effects. It pulls you in with story, right from the first few minutes. Now it's time for Nioh 2, a game that slams you with adrenaline right from the start. The first mission demands total focus and sharp reflexes, and the combat forces you to either learn fast or get crushed. No dragging tutorials, no slow setup, it's chaos from the jump. Stylish, brutal chaos that you'll want to master at all costs. The dark setting makes one thing clear: this journey won't go easy on you. With precise, layered gameplay, the combat blends fast-paced action with real strategy. Switching stances mid-fight, managing your stamina, using demonic powers, every encounter is like a deadly dance. Enemies don't forgive mistakes, and even the smallest slip can cost you. But that's exactly what makes victory so satisfying. The learning curve is brutal and so rewarding. Weapon variety and playstyles let you carve your own path. You can go full aggression, play defensively, or find a balance, always adapting to what's in front of you. Levels are maze-like, hiding secrets, shortcuts, and ambushes, demanding smart exploration. Enemy design is incredibly creative, sometimes even disturbing. The constant tension in the soundtrack makes every step feel intense. There are plenty of tough games out there, but few feel this fair and rewarding. Nothing is handed to you, but everything you earn feels earned. Every boss, every new piece of gear, every hard-fought inch of progress. No filler, just you, your skill, and the hunger to go further. A game that wins you over by challenging you. Jusant doesn't give you time to overthink. From the first moments, the silence of the world, the subtle music, and the hypnotic climb make it clear this one's different. The controls are tactile, and every step on the wall makes you feel the weight and tension of your body. Without a single word, you're completely immersed in its contemplative atmosphere. It impresses with very little, and that's why it works so well. As you climb, you learn to read the terrain, feel the rhythm of the ropes, and respect the environment. Physics is your enemy and your partner, and everything revolves around figuring out the best way to ascend. It's a game of patience, but never boring. In fact, it makes you want to explore every inch of the wall. The visuals are minimal, but never plain. Every area has its own identity, with biomes that tell silent stories. You get the feeling this world used to be alive, full of memory, and the journey becomes almost spiritual, just you, the cliff, and the sky. And that's enough. It's not a long game, but that doesn't matter. From the start, it pulls you in. It doesn't force anything, doesn't try too hard, and that's exactly why it's so impactful. If you're looking for something different, something that grabs you in the first few minutes, this is it. Kinight is pure chaos from the very first second. The game throws you into a techno hell with no warning, the screen shaking, enemies coming from all sides, and then you realize it's not just style, it's raw adrenaline. Visually, it feels like a violent mix between Diablo and Hotline Miami, only more intense. Gameplay is fast, precise, and brutal. You need to attack, dodge, reload, and make decisions in the blink of an eye. Everything explodes in front of you. Effects, blood, pure carnage. It's hard not to smile at the madness unfolding on screen. The game knows exactly what it's doing. But don't think it's just mindless violence. Each stage has its own rhythm and strategy, and you slowly figure out how to push forward without getting crushed. You'll find builds, weapons, and upgrades to shape your own style of destruction. It's straight to the point, and that's what makes it so addictive. If you love fast-paced, high-impact arcade-style action, this one's a must. No filler, no boring tutorials, just boot it up and break everything. And it works insanely well. Armored Core 6 doesn't waste a second. In under 5 minutes, you're in a mech, fully geared up, blowing everything to pieces. The feeling of piloting a massive machine loaded with weapons is unreal, and the movement is so smooth, you forget how heavy that thing really is. Combat is the heart of it. Fast missions, intense shootouts, and bosses that demand reflexes and strategy. Every weapon has weight and impact, and building your mech is a puzzle in itself. Every choice changes everything. In this game, every button matters. The setting is grimy sci-fi, with ruined landscapes that constantly remind you this world is falling apart. Nothing looks pretty by accident. The entire design screams desperation. And instead of dragging you in slowly, it throws you into that chaos and lets you figure it out. That's what's most impressive. No long cutscenes, no slow burn. It drops you into the action and trusts you'll catch on, and you do, and you won't want to stop. The dark picture's Little Hope starts with an uneasy feeling. A fog-covered town, tense characters, and heavy choices coming out of nowhere. You immediately feel hooked, trying to figure out what's really going on. Suspicion creeps in within minutes, and the game grabs you fast with its eerie vibe. It's a choice-based game where bad decisions come with real consequences. The mechanics are simple, but the constant tension makes every action feel important. The visuals are polished, and the art direction does a great job maintaining the ominous mood. It's a tight experience, and everything revolves around story and curiosity. As chapters unfold, your mind races with theories, scenes begin to connect, and the urge to keep playing only grows. Even though it's short, it keeps the pace steady. You never know what's around the corner, and that uncertainty is what keeps it gripping. It's easy to get immersed, especially if you enjoy psychological horror. Little Hope doesn't try to reinvent the genre, but it delivers exactly what it promises. If eerie silence and unsettling choices are your thing, you'll feel right at home. Concrete Genie opens with a magical idea. Bring color and life back to a dark, decaying city through art. Within minutes, you're painting walls and watching your drawings come to life. It's beautiful to look at and surprisingly satisfying. The game gives you creative freedom right away, and that alone makes it instantly charming. The gameplay blends exploration with interactive painting. It's simple, but seeing your creatures come alive on the walls is pure magic. The controls feel smooth, and you'll find yourself wanting to decorate every corner. The city starts out gloomy, but you slowly bring color and joy back into it, and the pacing lets you enjoy every moment. The story touches on themes like bullying and loneliness, but in a gentle way. The main character carries emotional weight, and that helps you connect. You understand his struggles and root for him. Each new creation feels like a step toward healing something broken. And even without fast combat, the game holds your attention with ease. Concrete Genie is both calming and emotional. It's rare to find a game that's this creative and this sincere. It's impossible not to get attached to the world you're helping rebuild. Even when the action picks up, it never loses its artistic heart. It's one of a kind. The Callisto Protocol doesn't hold back. Within minutes, you're thrown into a chaotic space prison with no clue what's going on. The discomfort hits immediately. Something has gone terribly wrong, and the game makes sure you feel it. The setting is claustrophobic, grotesque, and heavy. From the very first steps, it grabs you and doesn't let go. A lot of people call it a Dead Space clone. Sure, it shares some DNA, but there's plenty that sets it apart. The combat is more melee-focused, and it's seriously satisfying to beat enemies to pieces up close. It's a different kind of tension. The facial animations are incredible, and the voice acting features some big names who really sell the fear. Over time, the story starts to unravel piece by piece. You learn more about the prison, the infection, and your role in the nightmare. It feeds you information slowly, always keeping the suspense alive. Even when things get predictable, the atmosphere stays thick. The visuals play a huge role in that. The Callisto Protocol isn't for comfort seekers. It's intense, aggressive, and psychological. If you're into hardcore sci-fi horror, it hits the mark. But the most impressive part? It locks you in from minute one and never really lets you breathe. Elden Ring opens the only way From Software knows how, throwing you into a massive, deadly world with zero explanation, and that's what makes it so captivating. Within minutes, you know this isn't just another RPG. The freedom is overwhelming, enemies are brutal, and the map seems endless. And somehow, it all works perfectly from the start. Right away, you face impossible foes, strange places, and secrets at every turn. Even if you don't understand the story, you keep going. The world building is incredible. Every path feels like it hides something new, and curiosity keeps you moving. Even when you die, you feel like you're learning. The journey is harsh, but it hooks you fast. Gameplay blends swordplay, magic, horseback combat, and stealth with incredible fluidity. Builds are almost limitless, and fights are heavy and rewarding. You can follow the main quest or ignore it completely. The breadcrumb trail is subtle, so it always feels like your discovery, and that makes the world feel real. Elden Ring doesn't hold your hand. It throws you off a cliff and waits to see what you'll do. And the crazy part is, you want to jump. Few games pull you in so quickly, and even fewer keep you hooked for dozens of hours afterward. Space Marine 2 starts with a bloodbath. No slow build-up, you're dropped right into battle with massive monsters coming from every direction. Bullets, blades, explosions, everything hits at once. The pace is wild, and the first few minutes tell you exactly what kind of game this is. If you like no-nonsense action, you'll be glued to the controller instantly. Gameplay is all about direct, brutal combat. Melee hits with real weight, and you're constantly in motion. The visuals crank that intensity even higher. Everything's huge, gritty, and violent. The world feels like a never-ending war, and you're thrown into the heart of it. Movement is heavy, but it fits the vibe perfectly. The story follows Warhammer's epic tone, serious, grim, and overwhelming. You're not here to save the world, you're just trying to survive it. Cutscenes are short, but give just enough to grasp the scale of the threat. It all builds a thick atmosphere without overloading you with lore. The best part, Space Marine 2 doesn't try to reinvent anything. It knows exactly what it wants to be and delivers it right away. Few games hit this hard in the very first fight, and this one, it makes it look easy. Expedition 33 pulls you into a magical, melancholic universe from the very first minute. The visuals are stunning. Each frame looks like a living painting. The soundtrack syncs perfectly with this strange and beautiful world, creating a constant feeling of urgency and fragility. It's the kind of game that draws you in with pure atmosphere alone. Combat is turn-based, but never slow or clunky. On the contrary, the animations are smooth, the skill effects are striking, and every encounter feels important. Picking your moves takes strategy, but the pacing never stutters. Everything flows with style, like a battle choreographed into a graceful dance. The story unfolds gradually, but from the start you get the sense that you're part of something far bigger. There's emotional weight in every detail, in the dialogue, the landscapes, the rituals. You can tell this world is falling apart, but not entirely. There's still beauty in the chaos. Expedition 33 pulls off something rare. It makes you feel like part of a legend right from the first steps. You don't fully understand what's happening, but you feel it's magical, meaningful, and unlike anything else. And that's what keeps you playing, not out of obligation, but pure wonder. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom gives you freedom from the very beginning. You don't have to follow a set path. You don't need to wait for the game to tell you what to do. Everything is already there, and that alone is mesmerizing. Within minutes, you're either building something wild or off exploring. It hands you the world and trusts that you'll find the magic in it. What hits first is how natural everything feels. The mechanics connect in a way that makes it seem like every system was designed to interact with the others. Physics becomes a creative playground, inviting you to try ideas that would be impossible in most other games. There's no rush, you fall in love with it at your own pace. Even if it's not the most realistic-looking game out there, the art direction makes everything feel epic. The environments are vibrant, diverse, and packed with discovery. The soundtrack comes in at just the right moments, reinforcing that feeling that you're always exactly where you're supposed to be. The level of care is unreal. And the craziest part, it does all this without ever forcing your hand. No long tutorials, no boring starter missions, just you and the world, right from the start. If you love feeling part of something grand and open, this one hooks you before you've even left the first area. Lies of P throws you straight into a dark, tense city full of dread and mystery. No slow intro. Within minutes, you're fighting monsters and trying to piece together what kind of nightmare this is. The gothic vibe is strong, heavy, elegant, and relentless. The mood grabs you immediately and doesn't let go. Combat is tight, precise, and punishing. There's no room for hesitation. It follows the Souls-like formula, but adds its own flavor, faster, sleeker, and uniquely brutal. Enemies move unpredictably, making every fight feel like a deadly dance. And with the customizable weapon system, you can build a fighting style that's all your own. But the real showstopper is the world itself. Crumbling buildings, shattered puppets, silent streets, it all screams that something is deeply wrong. The city feels trapped inside a corrupted fairy tale. Every step could reveal a hidden truth or a new horror. Right from the beginning, it pulls you in. With sharp combat, eerie world building, and story told through subtle detail, Lies of P makes you feel like you're part of something twisted and special. You only need to take a few steps to realize you're in a different kind of tale. Sniper Elite 5 wastes no time. Right from the start, you're deep behind enemy lines with full freedom to approach the mission however you want. You can sneak, set traps, or go in guns blazing. Tension builds fast, and the game rewards every clever decision. What makes it shine is the realism. Ballistics, bullet physics, and precision are all finely tuned, and the iconic X-ray kill cam, even more brutal, showing the exact damage in grisly detail. It's incredibly satisfying to watch a plan unfold flawlessly. Level design encourages creativity. Nothing is linear. Climb, crawl, sneak, scout. It gives you tools, but how you use them is up to you. That freedom right away makes it instantly addictive, and with every new mission, your sense of control grows. Even though it's action-focused, the game also nails the setting. Each map feels like a real wartime scenario, full of espionage and danger. From the start, you're not just playing, you're hunting. And that feeling keeps you locked in for hours. God of War Ragnarok throws you into intense tension immediately. The emotional weight of the opening scenes grabs you hard. Within minutes, you're caught in a massive confrontation that looks like it came straight out of a blockbuster. No warm-up, just pure impact. You instantly feel like something huge is unfolding. Combat remains heavy and satisfying, with each hit feeling real. The system's deeper now, with new weapons, abilities, and smoother movement that make battles even more intense. Everything seems tuned to keep you engaged, and the controls are pitch perfect. The environments are massive, detailed, and brilliantly designed. Each region feels unique, and you'll want to explore every inch. It's impressive how the game balances beauty with combat zones that are equally thoughtful. Every piece of the world serves a purpose. The emotional pull is strong too. Dialogue hits hard, and even in quiet moments, you feel the weight of the journey. It's not just combat, it's a story. A game that knows exactly what it wants to deliver and hits the mark with precision. Horizon Forbidden West stuns you from the start with one of the boldest environments of the generation. The clash of wild nature and broken technology is mesmerizing. You can't look away. There's something magnetic about that world. You want to explore every part of it from the first moment. Every corner feels like it hides a secret. The early missions already show how far it's come since the first game. Combat is faster, traversal is smoother, and the enemy variety is wild. Every fight is a thrill. You're free to approach challenges your way, and that makes all the difference. Weapons and traps invite experimentation, and with so many different environments, nothing ever feels repetitive. Forest, deserts, ruins, every place is crafted with detail. It's the kind of game that makes you stop to take screenshots. And even then, the beauty never gets in the way of the action. It all works together. The pacing feels right, and progression is steady. The story picks up, the world opens, and before you know it, you're fully invested. Even when you stop playing, your mind stays in that world. Resident Evil 2 hits hard from the start. The city is collapsing, everything's on fire, and you're stuck in the middle with a flashlight and barely any bullets. Within seconds, you understand danger is everywhere. Nothing feels safe. The heavy atmosphere and fast pacing make it clear there's no comfort zone, just constant tension. Movement is deliberately heavy, and that's by design. Every step feels risky. Opening a door could mean a jump scare. Every zombie is a real threat. It's not cheap horror, it's pressure, mood, and the constant feeling that something's about to go wrong. The remake shows how to modernize a classic without losing its soul. The visuals are stunning, but everything serves the tension. Lighting, sound design, level detail, all crafted to make you feel uneasy. Nothing is wasted. Every element adds to the dread. Even if you know the original, the game still surprises. Small changes, new encounters, it constantly keeps you on edge. It's more than a remake. It's a fresh, terrifying way to live through that chaos again. Uncharted 2 doesn't wait around. It opens with you hanging upside down from a derailed train over a cliff. It's one of the most iconic openings ever. You feel like you're in a movie, but with full control. The adrenaline hits fast and never really lets up. Gameplay mixes tight shooting with smart climbing and perfectly timed exploration. Controls are responsive, fights are tense, and puzzles break things up just right. It all flows naturally. You feel like you're in a blockbuster, but with the freedom that only games can give you. The journey takes you through stunning, varied locations, from ancient ruins to war-torn towns. The story builds with every step, full of twists you don't see coming. Music and sound effects bring extra weight to every moment. Everything is delivered with care. Even today, it's still a gold standard. Fun, immersive, packed with memorable moments, it's easy to see why this game stuck with so many people. Death Stranding opens with a strange, heavy feeling, and that's exactly what draws you in. You don't really know what's going on, but you feel like it matters. The atmosphere, the silence, the imagery, it all builds a mysterious tone that makes you want to understand more. Gameplay goes against what most people expect. No non-stop gunfights or high-speed action. Here, the journey is the game. You carry packages, cross tough terrain, manage weight, balance, and weather. It sounds odd, but somehow it works. And when it all clicks, it's deeply rewarding. The visuals are a showstopper. Desolate, hauntingly beautiful environments make you want to stop and look. The movement, building systems, and quiet connection with other players create a shared world, even without direct interaction. Something truly unique. Some people loved it, some hated it, but no one walked away indifferent. And that's what makes it such a rare kind of game. Metal Gear Solid 5. The phantom pain doesn't hold your hand with long cutscenes. It throws you straight into chaos. You wake up in a hospital under attack, crawling to escape, with no idea what's going on. That confusion and tension is what pulls you in. Nothing is spoon-fed. Everything has to be uncovered. The gameplay is easily one of the most refined ever made. Every mission can be tackled in dozens of ways. Stealth, shootouts, distractions, gadgets. The freedom is real. The controls are so tight, it feels great just to move, aim, and sprint. Few games offer this much control and flexibility all at once. The open world isn't just there for show. Every part of it has a purpose. Enemy-based layouts, dynamic weather, resource systems, it's all carefully designed. You build your plan, execute it your way, and adapt on the fly if it goes wrong. It's a game that respects your creativity. Despite the development drama and a rushed ending, what we got is insane. Mechanically and technically, it's one of the most impressive games of the generation. SIFU doesn't waste time. It kicks off with fast-paced combat and a punchy soundtrack that matches every blow. There's little dialogue early on, but it's clear you're on a path of revenge, and that alone is enough to keep you going. Combat is the star here. It's sharp, technical, and demands precision. Every move matters. The aging mechanic adds pressure, die and you come back older, stronger, but with less health. That simple idea becomes a brutal, addictive loop. The visuals are stylized with bold colors and smooth animations. Levels are straightforward but creatively varied. Clubs, narrow hallways, dark alleys, and the dynamic camera often shifts to give you moments that feel straight out of an action movie. It's tough but fair. Every win feels earned. If you're into raw action with no fluff, this one delivers hard. Shadow of War throws you right into the action with a dark, brutal opening. You watch the main character merge his soul with an ancient being to forge a new ring. It's all done with epic flair, fitting for the world it belongs to. From that point on, the chaos doesn't stop. Combat builds on its predecessor's smooth style, but now you're not just fighting, you're building an army. You dominate captains and war chiefs, each with their own strengths and quirks, and they can come back stronger if they survive. That creates surprising rivalries and moments you won't forget. The open world is split into regions, each packed with strongholds, villages, and unique threats. Siege battles are intense. You decide how to strike, who to bring, and when to move, and when enemies remember you and taunt you, it gets personal. It's a game that rewards both planning and improvisation. It's not perfect, but the ambition and creativity make the journey worth it. If any of these games hooked you from the start, I want to know. Drop your list in the comments, and if you liked the video, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Oh, and don't forget to click the card to check out the best games of 2025 so far. There's a lot of heat waiting for you. Big hug, happy gaming, and I'll see you tomorrow.